Alright, this is an update notification and trippy rant. So basically the topic here is weaponized checking and how that can be used to destroy someone's life, like literally commit murder with it. Yeah, so basically when people want to check your mind, they give the community a good reason to do so, and they need them to acquiesce to that. So what they do, they start assessing you for things, and they say, we just need to check to see if his thought process is all right. Let us astral project or remote view his mind for a little bit, and just to check to see if it's someone we agree with. So, and most of the community will be all right with that. But then that's the access that the people around you give them, and that, yeah, the people who are doing the checking are, I call them acronyms. People who have been tasked with the job of keeping the security, keeping the community safe from people who are a threat to them, obviously. So the check, it has to be humane, but when you're a targeted individual, it becomes very humane and it becomes a weapon. The way they weaponize it is in three ways, because I don't know of, I've never been someone who checks someone's mind to assess them for things, but I think to get the community to agree to that, then obviously the community has to be aware that their minds might be checked at some point, so they won't allow it to be harmful to the individual. But when you're a targeted individual and you are politically not set, if you like, or your political and social influence is low, they can weaponize the check to try and take your life. So the way they do that, I think normal people, they'll go into their mind for, let's just say a day, and they say, okay, his thought processes will not lead to harm being done to us, let's get out, and the assessment is he's all right. But when you're a targeted individual, they carry on like they can't make up their mind, they need more days, so they increase the length of the check. Yeah, that's one way. Then they'll act like, okay, we need more people to be checking. Now remember, a normal person will be one person goes into their mind, checks for a little bit, doesn't interfere with their life or changes anything, then gets out and makes an assessment. But when you're a targeted individual, they increase the length of a check, then they increase the number of the people who are checking. That's number two. They increase the number of people who are checking at any one time. And then from there, they start to interfere with your day-to-day life. Yeah, in a way of basically, if they want to prove that you're someone who is a threat to community, as they're checking your mind and your thought processes, they start to alter them and make suggestions and use the way they feel to actually change your decision making. And then when you do something, they write that down in the assessment as well. He does that, so he must be a threat to us. So that's the third way, when they interfere with the state of play. So first of all, they increase the length of the check, they increase the number of people who are checking, and then they start interfering with what they're checking. Yeah, that's a weaponized check. Yeah, so if there are communities out there who acquiesce to these demons who say, right, you're not sure if that person is all right, let's go and check his thought processes for you. Be mindful that those people do not weaponize that check, and they must strictly stick to the rules. Because when you find someone who's been over-checked, then the check has many threats to a human being. If you overstay in someone's consciousness, you start to damage it. If there's too many people in someone's consciousness, they start to damage it. And obviously, if they start to interfere with someone's thought processes, they start to damage it. All in all, if this goes on for a long time, that damage will lead to death. Yeah. So when they weaponize the check to try and kill you off, for me, I have a type 3 conscious ray gun, so I do not consent to any checking now. I mean, they've been checking me for over 30 years. That's enough. If they haven't reached a decision, whatever they're checking me for, I'm not interested in. I'm not interested in being assessed for anything they're checking me for, so I do not allow anyone to check me anymore. They've been 30 years they've been checking me, and if they haven't made up their mind by then, I'm not interested in what they're checking me for anymore. I'm more interested in protecting my health and my life, because that check has been weaponized, and if I do not react to it, I'll surely die. So I've been reacting to it for the last 5 years, and I'm still there. You know, one of the things they do when they check, they try to initiate a disease, yeah, by trying to feel a certain way that will make you have a disease. They try to stop you doing things that you do to prevent disease. They try to say every time you feel like exercising, they try to feel like they know that you shouldn't, or they try to suggest that you shouldn't, and they are blatantly start mind chattering, saying things in your mind to tell you not to, so that obviously you become unhealthy, obese, and you get heart problems there. So because their check has become weaponized, I do not consent to any checking of my mind anymore. They've had 30 years to assess me, and if they haven't reached a decision, now they're just trying to kill me. So because it was a weaponized check, that's why I had to do the things that I do. First of all, I have to reduce the number of people who are checking. Then I have to reduce the duration of the check to go back to normal levels, because now it's like an elephant in the room. Everybody gets checked like a little periods, but when it comes to me, they check indefinitely. So that check there has become weaponized, and if I don't react to it, they'll kill me with it. So this is just a notification, a warning, advice to targeted individuals, and it's also a trippy rant if you believe I'm delusional.